Hi, Dirt Farmer Jay from dirtfarmerjay.com. We're back again. If you watched our earlier video on thinning peaches for productivity and flavor, this is a continuation of that. And if you're tuning in for the first time, just to see about how to thin peaches that are now at the stage ready to be pruning, make sure you look for that video as well on our YouTube channel and check back and see what the tree looked like just about 30 days ago, early in the season. As you can see, it's a breezy, warm day. It's about 80 degrees today here. It's early spring here in the Mountain West, and you're looking at the same peach tree that was in the earlier video. If you look here, you can see the tree is really at this time leafed out, and when we focus in a little bit, you'll see there's lots of fruit that is now set where the buds were before. Now, as I said in the earlier video, almost all fruit trees, and peaches are not an exception, will produce more fruit than they can ever hope to bring to full maturity. Again, the tree is trying to create next generation. You as the orchardist are trying to produce sizable fruit that's very sweet. And to do that, you need a good ratio of leaf surface to fruit so that the sweetness can form in the fruit and they can bulk up to the size that's going to be more desirable. All right, well, let's take a look here and see what we've got here now. It's been about a month. Those blossoms have set, and as you see here, there's all sorts of fruit is starting to set in. There's a little side branch that's got lots of fruit. Let's zoom off to the left here a little bit, and you can see up in this, there's plenty of fruit. Look it up in here. There's fruit all over in this. Here's one right there that's got, several pieces of fruit right here in one area. If I just leave those the way they are, there's two things that'll happen. One, this fruit will not size up. Number two, if the fruit is beside each other and you've got all this fruit beside each other, the tree is in constant motion because it's out in the open. You're going to get birds sitting in it. You're going to get the wind blowing. Things are going to move around, and those things are going to rub on each other. And number one, scar the fruit, toughen up on one side. And in many cases, they'll actually create a place where an insect can get into the fruit, spoiling it, laying in an egg, larva damage, that sort of thing. So to avoid both of those situations, we're going to thin it, get better fruit, sizable fruit, sweeter, less damage, and the appearance of the fruit's better. Well, let's get to work. What we're actually doing here is we're going to thin the fruit out, and what we're getting here is about 6 inches distance. And I just use, let's zoom back a little bit, put me back into the camera a bit. What I essentially do is I'm trying to do about that distance of fruit between, I've done that sign before, about 6 inches between there. However, that's not 6 inches in all directions. If I have a single piece of fruit, I'm going to look and say if there's something more than 6 inches closer somewhere else, I need to get rid of it. That's generally up and down the same stem, okay? And what you're going to do is you're always going to look for the most sizable one because the tree is already favoring that fruit, and prune out the others or pick the other things. Now, the other thing I want to mention before we get to work on this is when you go to remove the fruit, you generally pull the fruit away towards the tip of the branch it's on, not as a direction back down towards the trunk of the tree. If you pull it back towards the trunk of the tree, what's going to happen is you're most likely going to peel off some of the tender bark that's forming at this time of year. It's not really set. It's kind of a slip stage at this point. So you're going to pull away from the trunk of the tree. It'll snap off cleanly. Let's go ahead and get to work. What you can see is the fruit is forming all the way up and down this stem and on a side branch a little off to the left there, okay? This one, we're going to leave it alone except for, you can see down the bottom, there's a little one, there's a sizable one. This is a perfect example of the tree favoring one over the other. The one further on the tip in this case is sized up. So I'm going to just remove this. That's gone. That one's all that's going to remain here. Now, working up this branch here, again, look what the tree's doing. It's telling you that's a late one. That's not going to bulk up. We're just going to pull that, get rid of it. Now you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 peaches to choose from. Well, to get my distance, one out on the tip, one down here, and they're all About the same. I'm just going to remove all of these. See that now? There's about my 6 inches. There's one over here by itself. Down this branch here, we have a nice tip area out here. And as I work through the rest of it, you'll see the same thing. There's only 2 on this. That's not a little less than 6 inches, but that's all right. I'm going to go ahead and leave it because there's a lot of leaf canopy here, more than enough to feed that if I'm keeping things in ratio. And I can just work through the rest of the tree the same way. There's a single one here. Notice there, we're okay. Here's a little guy over there all by himself. Going to leave that alone. And so it goes through the rest of the tree. Why not wait until they're a little bit bigger? The reason for that is the longer this fruit is on the tree now, the more energy and resources the tree will put into that fruit, leaving less to distribute to the fruit that you desire to keep. So about now is a great time to do it. It's wonderful outside. It's warm. This is going to fruit very well. And I'll work through the tree off camera here and go ahead and take everything off of that. And we'll revisit another video at the end of the season, this self-same tree, and show you the fruit, the result of what's happened. I'm Dirt Farmer Jay from DirtFarmerJay.com. If you like this video, make sure to like it. Better yet, subscribe to our channel. And also, if you have any comments, insights, anything you would like to see us cover on peaches or other areas in the yardscape, be sure to write us. We'll be glad to work with you. Until the next time, I'm Dirt Farmer Jay.